God, the fucking news just gets worse and worse every week. I cannot believe this is where, like, our fucking country is going. Like, seriously, what the fuck? Did we really fucking need to elect a goddamn gross pig pedophile twice? It was bad enough that these fucking idiot Republicans, who are just a goddamn ball and chain over the necks of reasonable people, they fucking elected W twice. I wasn't old enough to vote on either Bush election, but I am old enough to remember all the fucking goofy idiots being like, well, he got us into the war, so he should really be the one to fix it. Yeah, okay. That's like saying like, well, I know that the arsonist burned down my house, but surely he'll pay for the damage he did. These fucking people, these subhuman pieces of shit, Republican, MAGA, I don't care what you call them, but it's the people that just keep giving us Richard Nixon, a fucking crook, Ronald Reagan, a goddamn retard, George Herbert Walker Bush, some fucking. Eh, he was fine enough, but fuck him because he then gave us George W. Bush, piece of shit liar who eroded so much of what the promise of the United States was meant to be with all his Patriot Act bullshit. We're the Republicans. We're the party of limited government. We meanwhile creating a security state filled with morons that is now run by fucking Mark Wayne Mullen. Have anybody ever like listened to this retard Mark Wayne Mullen talk? Holy fuck. Fucking hiring a rich plumber's son, a Nepo baby, to fucking run this agency, to throw brown people and treat them like garbage. Fuck them. Fuck them forever. Quite frankly, I think it's time to just come to the understanding that we cannot coexist with these people. People who wish to sow division. They cannot be reasoned with. I am sorry. But all that effort, all that work that went into creating a better America, all those triumphs about the Supreme Court integrating the different ethnic groups in landmark cases like Brown versus Board of Education, Thurgood Marshall's nomination and subsequent tenure in the Supreme Court was amazing. Only for him being replaced by race traitor Clarence Thomas for fucking 3 decades. Fuck that man. And here we are, living in a post Cold War world in which the United States of America look at every single one of its minority groups and said, buy in to the system. And we did. And we helped the USA overcome the Soviet Union through our buy-in. And now these racist fucks want to take away all minority power from peoples throughout the goddamn country. Why? Because they're fucking racists. They're bigots. They will take us back to something less than what we could have been. Pedophiles like the current president can only think of themselves and the immediate future. There's no long-term planning with these people. They want to rob you now. All this talk about the big beautiful bill and the tax breaks that it fucking gives you, it gives you dick all. It is a massive waste of fucking money. To all the people out there that still work for a living, let me ask you this. Have you seen a fucking tax relief on your payroll taxes? Because guess what? I don't really give a fuck about my income tax at the end of the year, when most of my taxes are really paid every goddamn pay cycle. And guess what? Those haven't gone down. And instead of our tax money being used for something fucking reasonable, which is to help our goddamn citizens, the pedophile president decides to fucking send out all the goddamn bombs he has, all his tiny little dick-shaped bombs, over to Iran because he's insecure about the size of his pedophile dick. And we're supposed to put up with that? And let these MAGA assholes fucking rewrite the history of Black Lives Matter and what happened to George Floyd? These people act like what happened with the Black Lives Matter protests fucking came in a vacuum. What happened there was decades of build-up of cases like Trayvon Martin or the kid from Missouri, or there was the one from Chicago, McDonald. So many young black men mercilessly gunned down by the state. Motherfucker, that's the last thing anybody should ever tolerate from the state, and that is when they execute us without due process, just like Donald Trump's ICE executed Renee Good and Alex Preddy. That was over half a year ago now. And I wonder where Jonathan Ross is. I'll tell you where he should be. In hell. And all those guys that killed Alex Preddy, right next to him, Hopefully in the hottest, most unwelcoming part of hell there is. It's coming to an end. President pedophile doesn't have the juice to really survive this presidency. He's not going to. But you know what we have to do this time when they lose? We gotta put them down like the animals that they are. I remember too well just how nice it felt when Joe Biden won in 2020. It was like, okay, he's not gonna be a particularly memorable president. He's not gonna be extraordinary. He was already too old in 2020 to be running the goddamn country. But it was nice that an adult was back and not some fucking deranged lunatic that caused a 7-figure casualty in our country because of his mismanagement of COVID. But I guess people, thought that the 2017 economy was because of him and not because of President Obama. And people were stupid enough to believe that all the shit that happened during the Biden administration was not Trump's fault for fucking up the country for 4 goddamn miserable years. And what did we all do? We all got a little complacent. We thought it was done. And guess what? Fucking put the pedophile back into the White House. Fuck Donald Trump forever. One of these days, they're not gonna miss. And when they don't, it'll be so nice to be done with him. What an exhausting mess. And him and his supporters and even his family must be kept away from public life forever. Quite frankly, if Jared Kushner is this buddy with the people that manage the Saudi sovereign fund in Israel, the whole lot of them can go to Israel and get fucking bombed. What a goddamn disaster. It's like, so many people in the millennial generation, my generation, we bought in, we worked hard. Not all of us went to school, but a lot of us did. And even those of us that didn't go to school, we bought into the gig economy, to hustle culture, and we put our nose to the grindstone. I myself have 7 fucking years of higher education. 4 years for a bachelor's, 3 years in law school. Been practicing law for 10 years. I love it. I would not do anything different, but I was expecting better of my country. Instead of incentivizing people like me or like my loved ones, many of them who were the first time college graduates in their families. You know, we we really wanted to make something of ourselves. And I think we've succeeded. But the world that we're inheriting is a fucked up one. These baby boomers have been fucking the goddamn planet into oblivion, and once the pedophile passes on and gives us the mess he's leaving behind, it'll be an incredible challenge to try to do anything. Like, seriously. If the petrodollar fails, we are so fucked. And right now, we look like doofuses because of the handling of this war with Iran that did not need to happen, but for the goddamn idiots over in Israel. And you know what? I think I'd support somebody who'd promise me war with Israel. 'Cause fuck them. What an evil country. The whole lot of them. Murderers. I don't give a fucking crap what anybody says about how there are elements of Israel that oppose Netanyahu. You know what? They don't. They love this bullshit. Any country with a conscience would have fucking surrendered that war criminal a long time ago. We cannot coexist with MAGA. Quite frankly, some people need to leave the Union forcibly. Louisiana, get the fuck off. Alabama, good luck. Nebraska, pfft, see ya. South Carolina, go fuck yourself. Thanks for Lindsey Graham all these decades. Florida, I hope you drown. Georgia's kind of cool. We can keep him. North Carolina, you're going on probation. Wyoming, you're going on probation. Idaho, go fuck yourself, but you can stay. These fucking places suck. And yet they're granted 2 fucking senators. Oh, okay. So, and Oklahoma, where Mark Wayne Mullen is from, the Keebler elf the retard Keebler elf that now runs the Department of Homeland Security. Fuck Oklahoma. Oh my god. Fuck them and Texas too. Nuke Oklahoma, actually. Fuck them. These fucking evangelical assholes. Fucking going around and being like, oh, the word of God and blah blah blah, and being overly political. If anybody had any sense, if fucking Biden or even Obama had any sense when they were running the country, they should have stripped these churches of their non-profit status. They're fucking political organizations. Fucking tax them. Like, for real though. Do people really expect things to get better with Republicans? Things were getting better with Biden. Things were getting better with Obama. Things were getting better with Clinton. And I hate to be that kind of a partisan hack and be like, yeah, fucking Democrats have to clean up the messes left by Republicans. But it's becoming a kind of concerning trend when it gets to the third goddamn decade in which it's fucking happening. We can't, like, what was that famous line from Bush? We don't negotiate with terrorists. Did he say that? Whatever. It was a post 9/11 homeland security type of thing to say in the early aughts, right? We don't negotiate with terrorists. Guess what, motherfucker? The real terrorists out here are Republicans, these so-called conservatives, the goddamn miserable, awful, just awful Federalist Society. Like, of like the greatest villains in the last 100 years, the Federalist Society would not be too far off from the ranking or wherever the Nazis fall in the worst villains of the last 100 years. Like, how do we coexist with these people? Like, they're not looking to preserve anything. They're not trying to conserve anything. They're not really conservative. They're bigots. They're racists. They're pieces of shit. They clown on to unfortunately the libertarians, who quite frankly are just useful idiots. But some of them may be genuine in their social politics, in how they personally treat peoples of minority groups, whether they be racial, gender, yeah. And then there's like small normie Republican, usually people that went to college, and they would just rather to keep most of their money when they make it. They're not necessarily bigots. Yeah, well, guess what? The fucking bigot party has a hold on them and the libertarians. And when unfortunately the Democrats shit the bed like they did with Biden, not enough of the country is motivated to go vote, and then they have a turn, right? Like, let's not rewrite the 2016 election. People were kind of tired of Obama's bullshit. Some of us can miss him. Some of us can miss that era of American politics. But the man had, I don't know, is overstayed his welcome the right thing? Or kind of just disappointed through all 8 years? Man, that, there was a lot of stability in that second term, but boy, did he, accomplish so little and promise so much. And yeah, that led to fucking Trump. Because we got a lot of austerity under Obama. And people fucking hurt. That came in, the pedophile president, fucking convinced a bunch of people that he was going to look out for them. People who quite frankly, like, it's like really difficult to think of just how stupid these people are. Like, George Carlin had this joke about, like, you know, think about how stupid the average person is, and realize that half of them are stupider than that. That's a funny way on how to, like, talk about averages, but like it's not like how that would actually work. But there's a point buried in there, and that is there's a lot of fucking morons out there, and they love voting for Republicans. And Republicans just love ruining our lives. Not just colored people, not just professionals, everybody. And then all these fucking MAGA bitches have to be like, how dare you call me out for my stupid decision to vote for the pedophile that was gonna victimize more children. Seriously, dog. We have a fucking administration with a pedophile at the top, a whiny bitch in JD Vance as vice president, a ghoul and a shadow of his former self, a true moron, really, a Floridian in the Secretary of State in Marco Rubio. Sean Duffy is like some reality TV star from the 90s, and he's running transportation. Oh yeah, feels so secure taking an airplane with Secretary of Duffy on the job. Fuck me, man. Then we got some unqualified attorney in Robert Kennedy Jr. running HHS into the ground and fucking reintroducing the measles into the population. What? And that's not. Got a couple boosters, right? Cash Patel, and goddamn Pete Hegseth. I hope that before those guys, I don't know, get arrested, maybe hanged for being traitors, that before then they can enjoy a little drink together. I wonder who would win in like a competition between those two as to like who could outdo the other drinking wise. I think my money's on Cash, because like you can tell Pete's been boozing for a lot longer than Cash has. I bet you Cash started boozing recently. You can just tell with Pete, especially with all the white hairs he has as for somebody as young as him. That dude's done some hard living drinking. And Cash might be a recent alcoholic. So, because of that, maybe his liver is not as fucked up as Pete's. So I bet you Cash Patel could drink Pete Hegseth under the table. We gotta resist this bullshit. Whether it is we fucking expel people from the unions, expel whole states, or just suspend their rights altogether. Seriously, like we're not gonna have a country sharing it with them. We're better off just letting them go. It might be time to let them go.